Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's Kate Bolt, independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the UK. I'm back for another Copy and Cards Live. Good afternoon to you. It's lovely and peaceful in our house. It's the Easter holidays. There's not too much rushing around. It's a very peaceful time. So good afternoon to you if you're joining me. The dog has just joined me in the craft room, as is his wont. He tends to do that quite a lot. As soon as he hears me go live, he's there. Right, I'm just weighing my tripod down. Let's shut the door again. He lets himself in. So you may guess which stamp set we're using today. I am super excited to be pulling this one out of my stash. I'm just going to wait a few minutes and see if anybody joins me live. I've got you on my laptop in front of me as well, so I can see if anybody is commenting, and then I can answer any questions or have a little chat with you. Yeah, I'm quite excited. It's very peaceful in our house. I love this. I love the holidays. Yeah, so I am recovering from the terrible cold I've had, so I will do excuse my voice a little bit. I'm still a bit deaf, but we're getting there. Okay, so I have designed a couple of fun cards to make with this super stamp set. We have a little bit of Stampin' Up news going on. So the last chance list went live today. So if you want to know what the last chance list is, the fact is our big annual catalogue is retiring, and so is the mini catalogue. Both of them are retiring to make way for lots of new goodies. And because of that, we have the last chance list. That's gone live in my online shop today at katebolt.stampinup.net, and there is up to 60% discount in some cases on the retiring products in there. Not all of them that are retiring are discounted, but have a look and see what you can see. Popular things go. They just go really fast and they don't come back. So if there's anything you've had your eye on, grab it. This gorgeous Love Cat stamp set is retiring. It is on the list. It's still in stock at the moment. I've just checked. It's cute. I love it. And there's lots you can do with it. Lots and lots. Now, let me see if I can see any comments on here. Oh, hello, Amanda. Hello. You've only just found me. Well, I've only just gone live. I was about 5 minutes late, something like that today. It's very relaxed. It's a bit too relaxed, unfortunately, in my house today. I had a lie-in. It's all gone a bit pear-shaped, but it's been lovely, I have to say, just to get off the wheel and relax. It's very nice. And I bought this stamp set originally because it reminds me of our kitten/cat. She's over a year old, but honestly, she's mad. We've never had a cat like this. We've always had a cat, and she is mad. She is. She swings from everything, chases her tail constantly. She bites the dog. She has the zoomies. But she is adorable and we love her dearly. And this stamp set reminded me of Winnie. So I thought I'd use it before it retires. I need to get it inked up. Do you have any stamp sets in your stash from Stampin' Up or from anywhere that you have not inked up yet and they're sitting there languishing? Ink them up. Go on, get them out to play with. Have a look, see what you've got. Hey, Zaina, thank you for joining me. She is such a sweetie. She's a sweetie pussycat. And this stamp set completely reminds me of her. She's completely mad. Yeah. So get out those stamps that you have not inked up. It always reminds me at the end of the catalogue, being a demonstrator, we use what's current to make sure that I don't have any uninked stamp sets. And this one was, unfortunately, uninked. I can't believe it. I heard somebody say once that if you don't ink your stamp sets, they cry in the cupboard and you can hear them crying. So this one was crying in this cupboard, so I thought I'd better get it out and play with it. I did actually buy it because I know that I will continue to use it. I want to make scrapbook pages of our daft pussycat, and this would be perfect for it. But it's obviously great for cards as well. So we're going to make a couple of cards today with this Love Cat stamp set. Okay. Who's excited about all the new things that are coming? I am super excited. Yeah, and demonstrators get to pre-order today. I'm excited for that. There's all loads of things going on that are really cool. Right, I've got my trimmer in. And I have got my, my words aren't working. I think it's because I've slowed down. I've got my trimmer, I've got my thick basic white card. It's A4. I'm scoring it in half at 10.5 centimetres. I'm going to cut it in half at 14.8. And that's going to be my 2 card bases for the cards I'm going to make with you this afternoon. So 2 card bases from 1 sheet of A4, no waste. Medium size card. Look, I'm moving everything around. So we've got those. Now, my first card's going to be quite a simple card, I think. And I wanted to pop it with some balmy blue. So I've got a piece here. Let's cut that into a layer size. Bring my trimmer back in. My trimmer's disgusting. It needs a good clean. I think that's what I'm going to do later today. Does your trimmer get glue on it? I'm quite messy sometimes, I have to say. Yeah. So my layer size needs to be 14.3 centimetres. So I don't think this will go to 14. No. So on the piece I've got here, we're going to go 14.3. I've got some nice chunks that I can use by 10 centimetres. So that's my layer to go on the front. I'm going to have it as this way, horizontal card. I've got a mark on that piece. Okay, so there we go. So that's got quite a nice border there. And then my actual stamping layer then needs to be sort of ½ centimetre smaller. So grab a piece of regular white, and then that will be 9.5 by 13.8. So ½ centimetre on either side. Chop it off. That should now fit nicely on the blue one. Have you, either of you ladies, got these, or anybody watching, have you got these cats? Have you got the cat set? It's super cute. If you're into cats, it's perfect. And you know what? So many of my friends love cats as well. So it's going to be perfect for sending out a card. I'm seeing a friend of mine for coffee next week. She absolutely adores cats. She has a lovely old pussycat, and we actually had a kitten from her once. We've been friends for many, many, many years. And our last cat we had as a kitten from her. And we had him for many years before he passed away. But it's a dear friend, and I'm going to meet her for coffee next week. And I think this is a perfect little card to give her when we meet up. So I thought I'd add a little bit of interest to this card. And I brought in the Stitched with Whimsy dies. These are fabulous. Look at the stitching on them. So they don't cut out, but they leave a cut embossed sort of shape all around, and there's a lot of them in there. So I'm going to put that on here like this and make a border. So like this. I need a little bit of washi. It doesn't need to be too sticky though. And pop it on there. I'm going to put it through my Stampin' Up cut and emboss machine. Tell me if you can hear me. I'm not sure how loud I'm talking because I'm deaf with my cold. Right. Popping it through. Just out of shot there. There's no real die cutting in this card. It's just that I thought I would add a little bit of extra interest with this pretty set of dies. The Stitched with Whimsy dies. Can you see? I don't have my light on. That's no good. How's that? Does that help a little bit? So there's the stitching. How beautiful. Love it. It leaves a little border. So I thought I'd do that. And I thought I needed to choose one of these cats. So Amanda says, no cat stamps here. You've had cats, but not anymore. And your dogs aren't conducive to cats. Well, yes, I can understand that, Amanda. Yeah. Alfie is very patient with our cat. He is honestly, he epitomizes patience. She bites him and does all of the things, and he just like looks at her with disdain sometimes, and that's as far as it goes. Um, yeah, such a pretty image that these dies leave. I think they're really useful. So I'm going to use this big long one, and I have him strung up here. Honestly, our cat, she's mad. She climbs on the fence, and then we have like the trellis at the top of the fence. And the other day I caught her poking her head all the way through the trellis, trying to catch her own tail. She nearly garroted herself on the top of the fence. She's just strange. So I'm going to ink up my cat with just black Memento ink. Now I did notice when I was playing around with this to start with, I'm really good at getting ink where I don't need it to be. And I've noticed I'm good at smooshing it right along here. So I've got a little wipe. So if you notice that you're a bit heavy-handed, sometimes a wipe is a very handy tool to keep there. Just to make sure you're not getting it on the edges. I think we're good. Get my glasses back on. There we are. So we've got our pussycat all inked up, and I'm gonna line it up with the die shape, kind of a little bit across the top. It's hard to get in shot because I don't want to get my head in the shot, but I think that will be good. And then give it a good press down. And then you can have a cat dangling. Oh, I've got a bit missing there. Look, I've had something on my stamp. Never mind. We're not going to worry. I might just go back and colour it in with my black marker. It looks like she's got her mouth open though, doesn't it? I must have had a little fibre or something. Yeah, there's a hair on my stamp. That's probably a cat hair. How ironic. All right. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. So we've got our thing. I'm going to go for, what did I do with my card base? Found my card base. Oh no, that's the other one. Here it is. I put it in a safe place. It's going to go on here like this. So I decided to stamp my sentiment in balmy blue to match this layer here. So I've got that one, balmy blue. And because it's going to go to a friend, I'm going to use the stamp from the set that says, I love hanging out with you, which is great because this cat's hanging out. And I think I've got enough room to stamp it here without interfering with the image. Yes. I love it when something stamps really well. I love hanging out with you. Now, I thought, what colour is this heart going to be? And I pulled out one of my Stampin' Right markers. And this is one of our in colours from 2022. And it's Sweet Sorbet. So this one is not retiring. And I'm just going to colour it in here. So we've got a nice red heart. Use any red you've got. I'll probably go back in and colour in his face. And then I'm just going to stick it together. So use whatever glue you prefer. I tend to use my Tombow, but it's out of reach, so I'm going for my seal. So just make sure your borders are even. It's harder to move it with your seal than it is your Tombow, but there we go. That's pretty good. And then on the back. So this cat stamp makes great quick cards. Loving it. I love hanging out with you. How cool is that? And so simple. So what have I done with everything I pulled out? Here we go. So I also have a couple of these left. These are the classic matte dots, and they came in white, like a cream colour, a grey and a black. So I thought I'd pop a couple of the black ones on. I'm going to use these lovely ones up on this card. So stick one up here, because it kind of goes. It's like a bit of whimsy. And they come in a few different sizes, so I'm just going to use the small ones on there. Just fills in this white, lovely white space I've got. And then on the inside, we've got this great cat here who's standing on his head, and he's got a little heart pendant hanging there. And I thought I'd use him on the inside. So here we go. You could make a stack of these if you were meeting up with friends and give them out, couldn't you? Wouldn't that be lovely? There we go. There's our pussy cat. And I go back in. Good morning, Amy. Thanks for joining us. Just go in with the red. It's like a pinky red, this sweet sorbet. It's really beautiful. You can get these in a pack of 5 of the in colours. There we go. So inside, I was going to leave it blank because then I can write my note, but I might just repeat, I love hanging out with you. I like the font because it's nice. And then you can write around that. That's so pleasing, honestly. That is so pleasing. And when you get your envelope, let's see if I've got one. I know I have. I have many. Have a look. Oh, the dog's in the way. Let's grab an envelope. And then when I take it and go for coffee with my lovely friend next week, I can have the envelope all done ready. So I think, oh, you know what would work? Not that one. Right, let's have a look. I'm getting myself in a mess because I've put everything everywhere. Let's re-ink this one to see how this works on the envelope. Hi, Shaz. Thanks for joining us today. How are you? I can just about hear with my cold, but I can't. Not that it matters on a live, which is great because you don't. I can see your comments, which is great. So I'm going to just stamp it on there and hopefully it'll hang off the back of the envelope if it stamps well. Oh yeah, look at that. That's very good. Happy days. So that's that. And then on the front, let's go a bit mad. Let's pop you. This would be lovely through the post as well, wouldn't it? To get this little guy. Okay, all is well. A little bit of colouring, tiniest amount. There we go, and there's our first card, and I'm going to give this to my friend when I go for coffee next week. I really love this stamp set. I think it's really useful and versatile. I love hanging out with you. There's a Valentine's sentiment, which is really cute because I don't always buy all the hearts and flowers and everything. When there's a big Valentine's set, I don't tend to go for it. It's not just me. So to have something else that I can use and have a Valentine's stamp in that, that's really useful. Head over heels about you. That's good for this one. I love it. It's really sweet. Oh, you got your order in easily last night for your pre-order, Shaz. You're very lucky. Well done, you. Tilly Crafts. Hello. Can I call you Tilly? Thank you for joining us. So this is my practice card. It's exactly the same, except for it's stamped a little bit better because I got a pussycat hair on my stamp, which is ironic. And yeah, the inside's very similar. So I just made an envelope. So now I have a couple to send out. Oh, Karen, perfect. Thank you, Karen, for joining me. So then I thought we could step this card up a little bit and we use one of the other ones. So I brought in my second thick white card layer, okay, and then I thought I'm really loving this sweet sorbet colour that I used to colour the hearts in with. So I grabbed a bit of card, so we're going to make that as our first layer for a bit of contrast. So exactly the same measurements. We're going to go 10 centimetres by 14.3 for our layer. Do any of you struggle with centimetres? I always use the same measurements on mine. Right, so 14.3. And then I need another layer for my front of my card. So normal white cardstock, this will be a ½ centimetre less, so 9.5 by 13.8. So that's my layers all cut. And then I brought in some designer series paper. Okay. Now I have some of this left. I'm sure some of you remember what it's called. I can't. It's the one that did come as part of the Valentine's suite this year, but I've seen used for everything and not, more other projects than Valentine's, to be fair. It's really, really beautiful. And this is what I've got left of the papers. Absolutely gorgeous. Really, really like it. And why I haven't used this, I'm imagining I will use all this up. It's about to retire. I'm not sure if there's any left in the shop. Check that out in my online shop. It's so beautiful. Country Bouquet. Perfect. Thank you, Karen. It was. I really wish I bought another pack. I can see myself using this in scrapbook pages. It's really pretty. I'm going to use a piece of this blue. I've started using it. And it's a great way to use up some of your papers. So I want to make another landscape card. So I would like a piece that goes kind of halfway up my card, right? So bearing in mind that my card is 9.5 centimeters high, I'm going to take it slightly higher and I'm going to cut it slightly more than in half at 5 centimeters because that's easy measuring. Okay, and it looks so much less than 5 when you cut it like that, but it isn't. But I do want it the exact size of this along here, and this is 13.8. So 13.8. So if you're doing this, make sure you've got your orientation of your pattern, the orientation of your card. So mine's landscape. Okay, so now I've got all my layers, you'll be able to see how this is going to work. So this is going to go on here, like so. All right. Yes. So I thought I'd have my cat sitting on the shelf of the pretty paper. And I'm going to use this lovely cat here who is kind of sitting there, or looks like on a shelf. And I'm going to stamp him on here. So what I'm going to do is kind of loosely glue this down. So I've got it in the right place. Now, you may or may not know that when you stamp onto 2 layers of paper, you often end up with kind of a gap and it doesn't really stamp very well. But we're going to address that. So, or with a bit of cutting out. There's probably an easier way of doing it. Now, I could just stamp this cat onto a piece of white cardstock and cut him out. But I want these hearts in the image. So I'm going to try this. Wish me luck, ladies. Now, there are 2 little lines on the end that show me, I'm going to have to move it because I'm going to get my head in the shot, that show me where to pop it. So, shows me where the shelf begins. I'm going to pop it on there like that and hope it stamps nicely. So, you can see exactly what I mean. So, if you stamp it like this, you end up with this kind of gap, no matter how hard you stamp it, okay? But that's fine because all I really wanted were these hearts up here. And I'm going to stamp, look, I've done it before. I'm going to stamp him again on a piece of card and I'm just going to cut him out. Him, her. Our last cat was a black cat. He died a very old pussycat. His name was Fluffy. He was beautiful, black with green eyes. Our mad cat we've got at the moment is black and white. She's like a tuxedo cat. And she's very beautiful. She has markings like all over her that are really, really pretty. But the character of this cat in this stamp set is very much like our current cat. So I am going to cut this cat out. I don't need the hearts. And I'm going to make it a very easy shape. Okay. So I'm going to cut it out. I don't need the little lines because they're already stamped on the paper. So these little lines that I'm just about to cut through now, we don't need to worry about them. So make it easy for ourselves. We're just going around the image like this. Like that. All the way around. I like to leave a little white line when I cut out. It just makes it more even. I don't cut any parts away that I shouldn't do. It kind of looks like when you get a die cut, there's always a little edge, isn't there? So I don't need the whiskers because they're going to be stamped in the background. So don't need to worry about those because that would be just too hard. Unless you're a super amazing person at cutting out, but why make it more difficult? So go all the way around his leg. Cutting him out also allows me to pop him up on some dimensional foam pads. So yeah, just do your best. Doesn't have to be perfect. Move the cardstock rather than use scissors. Makes it a lot easier. This is an easy card. This is the hardest part of it. So sometimes Winnie comes in the craft room and hangs out, literally hangs out. Ironically today she's not hanging out. So you can see what's going to happen here. I'm going to put the cat on the shelf. We've kept the lines, so we've kept the whiskers, we've kept the hearts. So yeah. And I'm going to put some sticky foam pads now. I've just got some edge pieces I'm going to use up here, I think. Oh, thank you, Shaz. I am getting there, actually. It's knocked me for 6, this cold. I had a cold between Christmas and New Year, which was really bad, and it turned into chest infection, was a bit nasty. Like, we all had that horrible one. This is nothing like that. This is not that bad. This is more of a head cold that's caused an issue. So I had laryngitis with it, so I couldn't speak for a week, and now it's all in my ears and I can't hear. But I don't feel too bad at all once I'm dosed up. I think I'm on the tail end of it, but thanks for asking. I'm going to the gym tonight, and I haven't been back for a week, over a week, because I haven't been able to go. So I must be feeling better. But ask me when I come back, because they don't hold any prisoners at the gym. And I'm not particularly fit. I've just started going. Right, okay. So let's pop our cat on. Like that. Lovely. Let's move that on. We're going to put a little bit of red again. You could always cut out some hearts as well and pop them on there if you wanted to. And I thought, because we had this lovely kind of DSP, I know, thanks Shaz, it took all my kind of what's the word, bravery to join this gym, but I'm really enjoying it. It's really different. I'm really enjoying it. I thought I'd take the opportunity with the black and the blue to go for this gorgeous ribbon, which I'm always looking to use because I like it so much, and it seems to work with this card. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so I am going to put my ribbon somewhere across the bottom like this. I haven't worked out where my sentiment's going on this card, so I practiced it, but kind of ran out of time. So we will see. You know, I always wing it a little bit. It makes it more fun for everyone, I think. So I am not going to wrap it all the way around. I'm going to save my ribbon, and I'm going to just washi tape it on the back. So I use a little bit less ribbon, but also it gives me a chance to work out where my knot's going to go on the front. Okay, so I've got a piece here as well, which is already happens to be cut, but I could put a bow or I could put a knot. See, I don't like big bows. I'm not a big bow person. Let's see what happens if I try and do a small bow. If not, we're going to go for a knot. I think this might work. So, I don't know what I've done with my ribbon scissors, guys. See if these are any sharper than those. A little bit better. I'll find my ribbon scissors afterwards. So, but the good thing about this is you can then move your knot where you want it to go because you've got it sliding up and down the ribbon itself. Such a cute one. Right, okay, so we've got our ribbon. Oh, and if you're worried about this kind of moving about, I sometimes put up a glue dot behind it. So I've got to decide about my sentiment. This is how it's going to look on the Sweet Sorbet card. And I also think I'm going to put I love hanging out with you again. Now, I wonder if it'll fit there. Let's give my stamp a clean. Because I was stamping that in balmy blue. Will it fit? Yes. I'm going to stamp it straight on. Let's be brave. So I'm grabbing out the Sweet Sorbet ink. It could all go wrong at this stage, guys. So bear with me, eh? We like to be brave on a live stream. I love hanging out with you. And I'm just going to practice the stamp. Sometimes I have a very juicy ink pad. Sometimes the ink pad is getting low on ink. And I just like to know where I'm at with it before I go and plonk it straight on my card. Okay, I love hanging out with you is going there. Bated breath. Yes! It worked. Hooray! I love hanging out with you. That's so cute. Right. I might see if I can grab my Tombow. There it is. There it is. It's so cute. So a little bit of glue. So I know some of you watching the live or demonstrators have already seen the new catalogue. I am loving some of the new things in there. I cannot wait for mine to arrive, my packs to arrive, so I can send them out to people. So if anybody watching would like a catalogue from me, a brand new one, if you've shopped with me in the last 6 months in my online Stampin' Up shop, you will get a catalogue sent to you automatically. I will be sending them out. If not, and you would like one, please let me know. I would love to earn your custom. I'd love to show you my customer service. Let me know and I'll just pop one in the post to you. When they get to me, I'll be popping them all in the post. I'm very excited because there's lots of lovely new things in there. So I love hanging out with you. Now, I think I might bring those black dots back in for contrast, but I can't find them, so there they are. Let's see, have I got a few left? Yes. Thank you, Karen. They are cute. These cats are really cute and they're so good to use. There's so many. I didn't realize that people had used it as much, and there are lots. If you do a little search, there are loads of ideas out there for inspiration. Using this stamp set. Just deciding where my little black spots are going to go. I don't know. I feel like I need some more hearts or something over here. I feel like that should be hearts. Do you faff about with embellishments? Is it just me? I am a faffer, but I quite like the process. I love hanging out with you. Okay, There, I'm going to leave it there for that one. I think I'm going to stamp inside again though. And I love this one that looks like he's sat up. I haven't used, oh, I have. I've used all the 3 cats today. I haven't used 2 of the sentiments is all, but I would use those. Ooh, you dropped it. Not what you want. There we go. I love hanging out with you. It's a really fun set to use. Kind of, I don't know, lifts the spirits. Yeah. I love hanging out with you. There we go. Happy day. So there's my cards that I've made today for today's coffee and cards. They're actually quite simple cards. I haven't done any proper die cutting. I did use the die for the first card that does the stitched with whimsy kind of border. I'll show you what we've made. So yeah, I did use that. You don't have to, but they are quite simple cards. Stamp, ink and paper, a little bit of ribbon, a little bit of embellishments, very plain embellishments, but this was my prototype for this card, and that's as far as I got, but you can see where it was going. I love these papers. Wish I bought more of those. So we have used the Love Cats, and that just reminds me of that song that seemed to be playing everywhere when my husband and I met many, many, many decades ago. I know. Yeah, we're celebrating 30 years of being married this year, and that must have been about 34, 35 years of being together. My word. Oh, now I'm feeling really old. Anyway, I digress. Love Cats. That's the stamp set that we used today. I made just a couple of really basic coffee and cards. I love hanging out with you. I've stamped the inside. We have stamped on the envelope as well. How cute. And it definitely, oh, I need to colour that heart in. Definitely reminds me of our cat, Winnie, who's completely bonkers. And there's my second card that I've used today, made today, and I've just used some of the gingham ribbon with it and some of the paper. I hope you've enjoyed hanging out with me this morning. No, this afternoon. I have really enjoyed it. I love this stamp set a lot. If you like it, it's still available in my online shop right now, even though it is retiring. It's on the retiring list, which is now live. The last chance list with discounts is now live in my online shop at katebolt.stampinup.net. So have a look over there. Thank you for joining me, guys, today. I really appreciate it so much. If you're watching me from the future, from Tomorrowland, let me know. Say hi, tell me where you're from, and if you like the Love Cats. And yeah, thank you so much. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. That helps me lots. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and click the little bell down below for notifications of future videos. Thanks for joining me. So we're on a long weekend this weekend. So Friday is Good Friday here. That's a bank holiday in the UK. We have got some plans as a family to go out for the day, so we probably won't have a live stream for you. If I can, I'll pop a pre-recorded video up. If I can, it is the Easter holidays, so I've kind of got lots going on, but if I can, I'll do that. And on next Tuesday, I'll definitely be here, even though it's still the Easter break. Thank you for joining me. I'm very excited about all the new things that are coming through Stampin' Up. Subscribe to my newsletter. Let me know if you'd like to know all the news that's coming through. It's holiday there too, isn't it, Amanda? Yes. Happy Easter, everybody. This Sunday is Easter Day. So, yeah, have the best Easter. And I will see you either on Friday or next week. Thanks a lot. Take care. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.